All right, it is 6:01. So as people start coming in, we'll start getting started. It is really, really nice to see everybody. And we're really excited to have another year in the books here at Community Home Trust. I'm Kimberly Sanchez, Executive Director of Community Home Trust. And I just want to start out with a few housekeeping uh, uh, suggestions here. So we're going to record the meeting. We recorded it last year and actually watched it recently. So if you are interested in watching previous annual meetings, we'll have two. So make sure that you know that we are recording and you press that little button. We will then put it on our website and send it out via email. By default, everyone's set to mute. If you have questions or comments at any point, send them in the chat to the host. We have a large agenda to get through tonight, and we will pause to address questions as needed throughout the meeting. Please let us know who you are. If your name is not showing up on the screen or your phone number is showing instead, click on the three dots on the upper right corner of your picture and choose rename and let us know who you are. We'll have 3 raffles through the evening, and you do need to be present to win, so don't leave early. And with that, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do today is introduce you to the people who do all of the work here at CHT, and that is the incredible staff members. So all of my staff, go ahead and wave, say hi. Awesome. So in charge of our operations, making sure that we stay on task and that our budgets are within our budgets is Lori Woolworth. Danielle Berman is our manager of communications and marketing and making sure that this meeting runs smoothly today. So big thanks to Danielle. Calvin Burton is our development and donor relations manager. He's one of the newest members of our team. We're very excited to have him as part of the team. Jim Eichel is our construction manager. Heather Hayes, our bookkeeper and data coordinator. Yandri Mastromihalis, our program coordinator. Ian Morse, our property manager. Amy Slaughter, our sales manager, and Felicia Stroud, our community manager. So thank you to the staff. They are the ones that make it all happen. And Kelly.
Okay, well now I have the privilege to introduce the Community Home Trust Board. This is an all-volunteer board that has worked very hard this year. In addition to our meetings, we have had new board member orientations. We've had diversity training, a board governance workshop. So when I call your name, if you could just raise your hand on the screen, that would, and identify yourself, that would be great. I have Evelyn Miles, who's not only our vice president, but a homeowner. George Barrett is our secretary and community member. Bruce Warrington is our treasurer, and he's with UNC Chapel Hill. Mark Bell, the town of Hillsborough. Cindy Covington, a community member. Jennifer De La Rosa, a Community Home Trust board member and homeowner. Bricka Eklund, community board member. Sergio Escobar, another homeowner on our board. Barbara Fouché, who's been appointed by the town of Carrboro. Brian Reed, our homeowner, another homeowner. Ken Ryder, a community member. And last but not least, Amy Ryan, appointed by the town of Chapel Hill.
Awesome. We certainly couldn't do it without our board chair, Kelly Gregory, who was just speaking, and she is also a CHT homeowner. So nice to meet the staff and the board. We also have a few elected officials I'd like to recognize and who have registered. And if you registered the last minute and we didn't get a chance to recognize you, please send a note in the chat so that you can be recognized. It's very important. We cannot do this work without the support of our local governments. Kathleen Ferguson is here. Penny Rich, former commissioner and former board member. Michael Parker, Barbara Fouché, Mark Bell and I believe Commissioner Earl McKee also registered. So really appreciate all of your support and your help with CHT's work here in the community.
Thanks, Kimberly. So, and now a word about our sponsors. In a few minutes, we're going to introduce you to our first ever community award winners. And I can't wait to meet these folks who are making our community a better place for everyone to live. But first, here's some information about our sponsors who have made these community awards possible. UNC Health is sponsoring our first ever Exceptional Innovation Award. You'll hear from CEO Dr. Wesley Burks in a few minutes and why he believes that good health starts with safe, secure housing. We're so thrilled that UNC Health has chosen to help us present this award this year. And I know, as being an oldie but a goodie CHT board member, that UNC Health has been in the past a big supporter of Community Home Trust for various events that we've had, and we thank them. Our second sponsor is Pinnacle Financial Partners, is sponsoring our Community Champion Award, presented to a tenant or tenants who make their community a better place to live. I'm very happy that Chris Beaver from Pinnacle is helping us present this year's award. And last is Teresa Parker at Union Home Mortgage. They are sponsoring our first ever Dina Carson Memorial Good Neighbor Award. This award is presented to a Community Home Trust homeowner. Teresa knew Deanna Carson, and in whose memory the award is presented, and we're so honored to have her help presenting this special award. When you registered, you also received the minutes from the last annual meeting. I'd like to have a motion from a homeowner to accept the minutes as prepared from last year's annual meeting.
I would like to motion that to accept those minutes. Marcia Pate speaking.
Hey, Marcia Pate, thank you for that.
Hey,
I would like to second that motion. And so all of those homeowners and tenants that are in favor of these minutes, please raise your hand. I see lots of people, lots of homeowners and tenants raising their hand. Very happy.
Yeah, those digital hands.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any opposed? Or any abstentions? Okay. Motion passes.
Excellent.
Thank you, everyone, for participating. Appreciate that.
All right, I think next up is our first raffle drawing. We have 3 raffle drawings during the meeting tonight. So ready for our first raffle drawing. Our first raffle winner is Michael Eshelman. Do we have Michael Eshelman on the call? Oh, I see you. I'm going to ask you to unmute, Michael. You should be able to unmute if you want to give a little cheek.
I am unmuted now. I have no camera.
Yay, Michael!
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll get you your certificate by email.
All right. So I am going to give us, tell you a little bit about some of the great things that happened this year at Community Home Trust. So we're coming to the end of another challenging year. The news this year has been filled with grim statistics about evictions and the crisis that's been going on from the pandemic. The affordability crisis and the effect that this has had on our economy means people are losing their homes every day because they can no longer afford their rent or mortgage payments. But throughout the pandemic, not one, this is big news, not one Community Home Trust homeowner or tenant lost their home. I really want you to take that in. That is incredible. That is a result of this community support of Community Home Trust. Whatever your role in the community, whether you're a homeowner, tenant, supporter, neighbor, longtime friend, you know that is incredible. Every one of our residents, our 320 homes, remains safely housed. Whether they have lost income, whether pandemic expenses increased, we have made sure that every single one of them has been able to weather this storm at home. We've also been able to support our partners' work to house other community members in this crisis too. CHT staff partnered with the Marion Chief Jackson Center to deliver meals to residents at the landings. Cardinal Innovations and Stroud Roses provided CHT grant funds to help our homeowners and tenants, for which we assisted 3 tenants and 15 homeowners to pay their rent and mortgage, keeping them housed. And we helped out Orange County as they administered their emergency housing assistance program. We were able to help them initially begin by very early on processing a lot of applications, and then also filling a critical need for them to write emergency checks. There were more than a few times that CHT staff members were hand delivering checks to landlords to prevent evictions and possible homelessness. And overall for Orange County, CHT processed 163 applications, paying out over $340,000 in funds. And most of those were not CHT homeowners or tenants. I'm proud of the work that we've accomplished together this year. And in the middle of this pandemic, do you know what else happened? We turned 30. And although it seemed a little awkward to celebrate during this period of time, 30 years that this nonprofit has been around and been assisting this community is a big deal. So we did celebrate, but we celebrated with our first ever hybrid fundraiser, where we made you throw the party on your porch, but we provided you with all of the fun stuff for it. And it was a success. We had lots of people let us know how much fun that was, how they were appreciative that we had provided something for them to do in a very safe but fun way. So happy 30th birthday, CHT. I'm also excited to share with you our annual report, and you would have received it if you pre-registered yesterday, but if not, it will be put on our website. It will be sent out in an email, and you can access it, I believe, in the chat. It's full of awesome news, lots of good stories from our homeowners, and we were recognized this year as Orange County's Landlord of the Year as one of the Landlords of the Year for our work over at the Landings in Carborough. I was recognized by Chapel Hill Magazine as a Woman of Achievement, which was really great for the organization. And our board worked really hard this year to develop a new strategic plan. And soon you will see our new mission and vision. And all of that will also be placed on our website for you to look at. So those are our highlights. Lots of big news. Please check out our annual report. Whether you're a brand new homeowner or a longtime supporter for the last 30 years, thank you for being a part of our family. Thank you for the ways you show up in all of our highlights this year and continuing to partner with us as we turn 31. Yay. So really, really proud to be a part of this organization and excited to have all of you here to celebrate with us. The next thing I want to do, transferring over, is to recognize somebody as we take this opportunity at our annual membership meeting to select new board members. That unfortunately means that some of our old board members have to leave. And after 6 years of board service, blood, sweat, and tears, lots of sweat, it's like losing a family member after a little while. And so the first person that I would like to recognize who is leaving our board, but not leaving our CHT life at all. She will be missed, but she will be called on occasionally for advice and coffee, is our board chair, Kelly Gregory. So being, that's right, lots of claps. Kelly has been a member of our board for 6 years, and she has been through a lot of things. She's herself a homeowner. She watched as CHT grew into the rental business and purchased the landings. She watched as and was a part of the transition to a new executive director, which is a big deal for a nonprofit. And she has just been a steadfast, very determined rock for the leadership of this organization. It is an odd thing to be a board member of a nonprofit organization. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have to make sure that the organization is legally sound, is fiscally sound, is not doing anything wrong. All of those duties that you've heard about, the duty of care, the duty of loyalty, and the fiduciary duties that come along with that. And we're asking board members for nonprofits to take on these responsibilities for no pay and for sometimes very little recognition. This is an odd position to be in. And it takes a very, very determined, supportive, strong person to then also say, I'd like to be the chair. I'd like to lead the organization and to work closely with the executive director. If not for Kelly, we would not be in the position that we are today. She has pushed the envelope. She has pushed us forward, and we have more policies, processes, and procedures than you can count, and will continue to have. We're very grateful for you, Kelly. I am personally grateful for your support and your friendship, and I know that you're not going anywhere. But I am sad to see you go, but thank you very much for all of the wonderful advice and sometimes just that cup of coffee that you need to take a deep breath, and every moment has been worth it.
Thank you, Kimberly, for your very kind words. Oh, shucks. Aw. There's still plenty of coffee at my house. Have caffeine anytime. Now it is my pleasure to share a special thanks to another board member that is complete 6 years of service on our board. Ken Ryder. I really want to personally thank you for all your hard work as a member of the board. You've made excellent contributions, and I know I'm going to talk about it later on, but I know most recently you served on our strategic planning committee, and I know that that is just such fun as being a member of that particular committee. We've spent the entire summer in meetings trying to plan for the next 3 years, and your contributions not only then, but over the last few years as a board member has been very valuable, and you are a very valuable, we value your board service, and I'm grateful for your dedication that you've given to Community Home Trust, along with that, big paycheck, fat paycheck that we pay you also as a board member. We really want to thank you on behalf of the whole board and organization. Ken?
Thank you, Kelly. I've really enjoyed working with you and Kimberly and Lori and all the staff and the board members. It's a wonderful organization. I know when I started, I wasn't quite sure what a land trust was, and I can't tell you how many times I had to flip through Robert's presentation a few times to try to understand. I think Robert's actually on today, but no, it's been great. I'm not going anywhere. Although it's time for other folks to kind of take the organization in whatever direction it needs to go. But as everybody knows, there's a huge need to provide affordable housing in whatever form. And I think we've really pushed the organization to take on tasks. And there's not enough money to answer all of the calls for us. So one of the things I've been most proud of is just how well we keep our fiduciary responsibility to the dollars that come in. That's always been my focus, making sure that we're getting most out of every dollar. So I'll be around. I'll be at different events and stuff like that. But I'm going to be providing my services to other organizations over the next few years. But I really do appreciate it. So thank you.
Thanks, Ken. All right. Now we're gonna jazz it up with some fun stuff. Lori, if you could go over the financials.
Oh, so I thought my computer froze again, which has happened twice. So where I've had to do something like this, and Kimberly's had to bail me out. Thought I almost did it to her again. So speaking of fiduciary responsibilities, this is our financial snapshot of the 2021 fiscal year. We ended the year approximately $41,000 net income, so that's good. So it's good when you don't lose money. That was a total. We'll split that. Danielle, if you go to the next slide, we'll kind of break that down a little bit more. So we had a total of just over $1.1 million of income that came in. Most of that is from grants that comes from our local governments. We did receive forgiveness for a PPP loan, as well as a large grant from Make for America. 19,000 was from contributions. We raised 104,000 from our fundraising events, and 154,000 came from earned income. That was from, we had 14 home sales. We have some rental income, our ground lease fees, property management fees, as well as we received income for helping Orange County with the emergency housing assistance payments. And then other miscellaneous income was roughly $23,000. Our expenses for the year, we spent 78% of our expenses of just under 1.1 million on program services. So that's over $850,000 was spent on programs. $60,000 of that was invested directly into our homes for long-term maintenance. So does anyone have any questions?
If you do have questions, you can put them in the chat and we will answer them. So far, we don't have any questions.
Okay, great.
Well, Lori and I are always available as well. If you read the annual report and you have additional questions, we are happy to always answer your questions. And given that exciting financial report, I think we can move on to probably our next raffle.
Yes, we are ready for our next raffle winner. This raffle winner is, just a minute. Drum roll, please. Rachel Cohn. Do we have Rachel Cohn on the call? Rachel.
Rachel's my Valentine neighbor.
We have to make sure she's here in order to win. I'm looking right now.
Kelly, text her real quick.
I can.
I was gonna say, go knock on the door really quick.
Yeah. Maybe this would be one of those things where we run over to her door and say, "You won the big check."
I don't think I see her.
I saw her before, but
That was one of the house rules.
yeah.
Can't leave early.
Okay, so we'll need to go on to our first alternate. Next raffle winner is Sonia Molina Nava. I did see Sonia. There's Sonia. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Go ahead and unmute and say hi and give a little cheer.
Hi.
Congratulations, Sonia.
Thank you.
Yay. All right. It's not as it's a little different virtually, right? You don't get to like watch you like put your hand in the. Maybe we should pretend you're sticking your
Yes.
hand in there.
Thank you, Google random number generator.
Oh, all right. So now we're at the part of our meeting where I have to do a little more business. And how this works. So I'm going to give a little bit of introduction and then we will start the show. So the CHT bylaws designate the annual membership meeting to be the place where the membership ratifies or votes on the board members that will fill the new seats. We got to meet our outgoing board members and now we'll get to vote on our incoming board members. The bylaws give the CHT board, has to have the CHT board create a nominating committee of board members that include homeowners, tenants, and community members. And what we do throughout the year is we recruit people who are interested in the board. And then there's a process that the nominating committee goes through to interview and select board members. Through our recruitment efforts, we had 7 total candidates submit interest for 3 open positions. 5 of those were for the 1 homeowner tenancy. So very excited to see that kind of interest. And after interviews and board approval, the candidates include for community member seats, candidate Mark Mosier. He's a local developer filling the seat that local developer Ken Ryder will be vacating. As CHT begins increasing development of properties such as J Street and Homestead Gardens, which you can check out in our annual report, the skill set is critical for the board. We also have candidate Andrew Foster. He is an attorney, community economic development attorney, who runs the clinical programs at Duke Law, and having an attorney on the board is always incredibly important, and particularly when with a skill set in community economic development, again, as we develop and grow. Our third candidate is Brianne Mendez. She is a tenant at the Landings, active in the Tenant Advocacy Committee. The Landings is our 58-unit apartment building that is owned by CHT. She will be the first tenant ever to hold a seat on the CHT board. And with our focus on increasing rental units, the nominating committee is very excited to welcome a tenant to our board. So how this is going to work is you should see a poll on your screen. And for each nominee, please select yes, no, and abstain. Now, the one caveat here is not everybody is allowed to vote. If you're a homeowner or a tenant, please vote in the poll, and we'll keep that open for a minute. While that's occurring, I do want you all to know that if you are interested, if you know anybody who's interested, if you'd like to nominate somebody for our board, just go to our website under our board of directors and you will find an interest form. We are constantly throughout the year recruiting for our board of directors. We only have so many seats, and there are certainly specific skill sets that we're consistently looking for. And those change over time as our goals and our objectives change. So please take the time to take a look at that website. And if you have any interest or if you know anybody who may be a great fit, we would be very happy to interview them and put them in the list. Actually have, since we ended our nominating committee and the board voted, I've had 2 people submit interest. So I'm very excited about that. All right, so how'd our poll do? Danielle?
I'm not able to see the poll. I think Kelly
Oh,
does.
that's Kelly.
Okay, well, it looks like every person that has been nominated for new board members has been accepted, has been voted yes overwhelmingly.
All right, so welcome to Mark, Andrew, and Brianne. Very, very, very exciting. All right, listen to those digital hands. Thank you, Christina. Danielle, let's celebrate with a raffle.
All right. Well, I'm excited to celebrate that our raffle, or the person we drew for our raffle earlier, has rejoined us. So I think she still qualifies to win. So Rachel Cohn, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You're our raffle winner. Welcome just in time.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our agenda, something else very exciting that CHT worked on over the last year is an impact study. So we worked with Triangle J Council of Governments, TJCOG, to survey, to do focus groups and survey our homeowners to determine if we could, the impact that CHT has on the community and on our homeowners. So this really cool visual you're looking at, this infographic that I'm not a graphic designer, and I'm always impressed by these kinds of things. They're bite-sized information that you can really read and understand out of this very big impact report, which you can also see. You'll get a link to, you should have gotten a link to it if you pre-registered. It will be on our website. It will go out in an email and maybe in the chat. But it's a very big report with like a lot of numbers and a lot of analysis. And this is the best part of that because we can read it. And basically, there are a few really big things. It's all big, exciting news, but a few things I wanted to highlight. So after numerous surveys and some focus groups, what we found was that since moving into a CHT home, 90% of homeowners feel more safe and secure. That is awesome. That is our mission. That is what makes us do this hard work. 92% feel more positive about the future. 75% say their family's health has improved, and 66% have improved financial stability. Those are incredible numbers and incredible statistics, and it's just amazing information to share with you all. A lot of you who are homeowners yourselves and understand this completely, and a lot of you who are just supporters of the work that CHT does and can see the impact within the community. The other big thing that came out of this is we had TJCOG analyze some public data to determine the economic impact of CHT to the community. And there was one huge finding that really stood out. I mean, all these findings were sort of mind-blowing. And as we go throughout our next year, there will be numerous, we'll start taking bite-sized pieces of this out and putting them in our newsletters and on our website and in our social media posts so that sort of continuously reporting back on what the report provided. So what occurred, what we found out was that, and you all know this, so CHT homeowners pay no more than 30% of their income. And most of the time, that's 28% of their income on housing costs. And we calculate those costs, something that's slightly unique in how we define affordability. We calculate those costs with things that are not just your mortgage and your principal insurance and your mortgage costs. We also include some non-mortgage costs, like everybody has a homeowners association fee. Everybody has a condo association fee. If those things aren't calculated as part of that, which are necessary costs in order for you to afford your home, your home can become very unaffordable very quickly. So we add those things in. So imagine, and most of you are homeowners and absolutely understand the impact of this. People in the community, up to 90% of anyone else who's not a CHT homeowner is paying more than 30% of their income for their housing costs. And if that, as much as that, every time that goes up just a percentage more, That is a percentage more that is not being put back into the community through through purchasing things at our local restaurants, at our local stores. It's not going back into the community. Because of that, then the taxes for the jurisdictions are lowered. And so what this study determined, based on public data and looking at Orange, Durham, and Chatham, both together and individually, is just a very clear realization, and the numbers don't necessarily matter at this point, but millions of dollars are not being used to support the things that this community needs, because they are being used on overextension of your housing costs. That is a big deal. We all know that this happens, but it's nice to finally have some numbers that go along with that. That is a big deal. That should be the number one reason why anybody should be investing. And investing, I'm not talking about just dollars. I'm talking about advocacy, or even just looking at what the numbers are and talking to your neighbors about it. Why people should be investing in affordable housing, and not affordable housing, but making sure that people have housing that is affordable to them. This impact study was, it's one of those things where you kind of know that that's the case, but when we finally did the research and got the numbers, it really sort of cemented the mission of this organization and all affordable housing organizations out there. So an investment here in CHT is an investment in the community for sure. And I'm sure every homeowner who's on this call and in this meeting could absolutely attest to that. And so we thank you guys for being a part of this community. And we are so happy to be able to support you. And for all of you who are not homeowners in this meeting, please recognize the importance of investment in affordable housing and read the impact report. And if you're really nerdy and you want to read all of the surveys and the answers, it's all in the impact report. I'd be happy at any point in time to talk to you about it. So thank you very much for listening to that. That was a really big deal for CHT this year. As we worked on a lot of things, and particularly navigating the pandemic, to make sure that we were capturing the impact of CHT. So thank you.
I love to hear good news, Kimberly. I think that's really important. So the next thing I want to talk about, which I alluded to earlier, is the Community Home Trust has developed a strategic plan for 2022 through 2024. And while 2022 through 2024 seems a long time from now, when you blink an eye, we're going to be there. So I really want to thank, this was a summer effort. We started in May. We ended in August, working through a strategic plan, including our mission and vision and our values. And I would like to thank again Ken Ryder, Cindy Covington, Gordon Merkline, who was a former Community Home Trust board member, and Kimberly as part of the committee for the strategic plan. And we had assistance from the Executive Service Corp. Steve Owen and Jeff Cohen did really yeoman's work in trying to help us develop the right mission and vision and the right words. So as you can see on the screen, our new mission and vision our mission is to deliver housing affordability to diverse populations in partnership with our communities. And the vision is a world in which barriers are removed from those wanting a home they can afford, where the supply of those homes keep pace with the demand, and all individuals have long-term access to a safe home where they can thrive, work, and grow. And I know, again, Ken alluded to it. I know the demand is far outpaces what we could supply at the moment. And we are well aware of that. And in developing our mission and vision, we wanted to recognize that. And we really, in our vision, we want to be able to grow as an organization to be able to meet even more of that demand. So thank you to those folks that have worked, that were committee members for the Community Home Trust Strategic Plan. I really appreciate that. And I want to also, in recognizing folks, I noticed that I overlooked one of our members, one of our sponsors that's attending tonight, which is Tom Maltese from UNC Health, who I know has attended our opening doors and has been supportive to Community Home Trust and been a partner with us for many years. So wanted to just recognize Tom and again, UNC Health as long-term partners with Community Home Trust.
Well, that's a good segue. First thing I wanted to say though is that you will not, this is not the only time you will see this mission and vision. Danielle's getting ramped up and ready to get this out through all of next year. So hopefully you'll be able to repeat it just like we will very shortly. So we're very excited about that mission and vision.
Kimberly, before we move on, we have one question in the chat. A question about the new development on Homestead Road. Could you share just a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also find that information on our website as well as in our annual report. So the development on Homestead Road is now called Homestead Gardens. While it was going through the approval process, it was called 2200 Homestead because that is the address where it sits. That is a piece of town-owned land. The town of Chapel Hill owns that piece of land. And a few years ago, a collaboration of nonprofits, so Self-Help, CHT, Habitat for Humanity, and CASA got together and decided that they would put together a proposal to the town to build on that land. Because, as you may all know, building homes is very expensive. One of the expensive parts of those costs are the lumber, the steel, all of the things that you're hearing about in the news that have tripled in price and hopefully will be going down. But another really important part of that cost of development is the land. And Ken can attest to this, I'm sure. And so to be able to use land that is owned by the town in order to build gave us as a group the opportunity to create a community of all affordable housing, both home ownership and rental. There will be about, I can't remember exactly, I think 130 homes, both rental and home ownership. CHT will be responsible for 26 townhomes on that parcel. And they'll be interspersed with Habitat for Humanity duplexes, and then CASA will be building 2 apartment buildings. This has gone through the approval process with town council. So at this point in time, we are working on creating with architects to develop what these townhomes will look like, what all of the pieces will look like, and then we will begin building and expect, I know Calvin's on, he's been working really hard on this, expect to start building in a year, maybe a year and a half, and not have occupancy ready for another 2 years or so. But that is something that you should certainly, that's a big deal for CHT. We haven't built something in a very long time. We're very excited about this opportunity and the ability to provide all of these new homes for homeowners. And if you want to know more about it and you want to help support, please, again, look at our annual report, check out our website, and contact Calvin. He's got all of the information for if you would like to help support the project. So Great question. Very exciting. Thanks, Danielle. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Okay. And so what I want to move into is, I think probably, not that this all hasn't been really fun, but the fun part of this meeting, which is brand new for CHT, and that is that we are going to be giving out 3 community awards. We are not, we are only as good as the people who support us, and your support means everything to us. And so we really just want to make sure that we're recognizing all of the wonderful work that's being done to help CHT. So I'm going to briefly tell you about the awards, and then you're going to watch a video. So the first one of the 3 awards, the Exceptional Innovation Award. This award is going to be presented by UNC Health and this goes to a member of the community recognized for their innovative solutions to the ongoing need for housing affordability, and who demonstrates their commitment to increasing housing opportunities for all. This particular recipient has been a part of this community for a very long time, and has been a part of development of affordable housing for a very long time. Not only that, the innovation that this person developed was to create a mechanism for income to CHT in a restricted fund in order to help with condo association fees as they grew. What happened this year, and we saw the impact this year, is that there was a special assessment to CHT homeowners, a condo association special assessment upwards of $70,000. And because of the innovation and of this person, as they were assisting us to figure out unique ways to help keep condos affordable, that reserve fund was available, and we were able to assist the homeowners and pay that bill and keep those homes affordable. That is a big deal. And that is the reason for why this recipient will be receiving this award, and the innovation of that. And so that mechanism that was created is something that we now negotiate in a lot of our condo developments. So it was sort of a pay it forward for sure. The next award is the Community Champion Award. This one is going to be presented tonight by Pinnacle Financial Partners. This is our tenant award, and this goes to tenants who work selflessly to build community with their fellow tenants, positive presence among their neighbors, and partner with us and to help ensure the community is encouraging, happy, and safe. And then it's going to be first, not last. In the video is an award that is near and dear to the CHT family, and that is in memory of Dina Carson, who was an employee at CHT for a very long time and was instrumental in assisting our homeowners obtain safe, affordable homes. And this one's going to make you cry. And this award, which will continue forever as CHT exists, will recognizes the work of Dina and honors her. And this is called the Good Neighbor Award. And it goes to a homeowner who embodies many of the same characteristics of Dina: selfless, caring, generous, and committed to the community. So I can't wait for you to meet them and for you to watch the video. So Danielle, it's going to play. It's going to be great. Do it.
All right, while I cue this up, this is your chance to grab a tissue because you're going to need it. Here we go.
I'm Teresa Parker with Union Home Mortgage. I'm a branch manager here in the Triangle. Since 1970, when our company was founded, we've guided hundreds of thousands of aspiring home buyers through the process of achieving home ownership, driven by the belief that home ownership should be accessible for everyone. We go the extra mile for every customer while providing a personalized experience. I know from personal experience that Community Home Trust Homeownership Program Manager, Dina Carson, who passed away in March of 2020, she embodied the very same values. Dina was a wonderful human being, and she was also my friend. And I'm so honored, so incredibly honored to sponsor the inaugural Dina Carson Memorial Good Neighbor Award. Dina approached life with selfless motivation, always putting others before herself. She went out of her way to meet the needs of others, providing food, shelter, and comfort to those who needed it. She took time to get to know each person individually, not just their name, but the names of their children, probably the names of your dog. She got to know your personal story, and then she made it special. She gave of her time and her resources generously in hope of making someone else's life better. As we've talked about it, clearly she impacted your life. The recipient of the Good Neighbor Award is a Community Home Trust homeowner who embodies these same characteristics as part of the CHT community: selflessness, caring, generosity, and a commitment to their neighbors. They are very involved in their community, either as an active member of the HOA or through other community organizations.
Check.
I'm delighted to introduce you to the recipient of the very first ever Dina Carson Memorial Good Neighbor Award, Deneen Sutton. Deneen is a current board member for Legion Road Townhome Owners Association, who is passionate about community life. She provides warm welcome greetings to all new homeowners in the neighborhood, providing special treats and gifts to help them feel at home. Her focus on togetherness is an incredible asset to the community at Legion Road and to the team at Community Home Trust. Congratulations on being the first ever recipient of this Good Neighbor Award.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. There you go.
Whew. Wow. First of all, when Felicia called me to say that I was the first recipient of the award, I was overwhelmed and honored, just appreciative of the opportunity to represent the memory of Dina. Many, many years ago, I penned a piece called To Be a Rose. Dina is one of those people who embodies what this piece of poetry is. To be beautiful, yet sensitive, delicate, yet so very strong. To stand in the storm and rain and still sing a happy song. To portray love and compassion, yet not be weak or feeble. To make the difference in the lives of all people. To know and live out your purpose during highs and despite lows. That, my beautiful, sensitive, strong, delicate sister, that is To Be a Rose. That is what I honor Dina with on today. And thank you so much for choosing me for this award.
That was
This is for you, this bouquet of roses. I wanted to do the poem so you would know, so now when you see a rose, you recognize that you were living with a rose with Dina. So.
Hi, Kimberly Sanchez, Executive Director of Community Home Trust, and I'm so excited to be here today at East West Partners to do something brand new that Community Home Trust has not ever done before. Today, it's my honor to introduce you to the CEO of UNC Health, Dr. Wesley Burks, who will present Community Home Trust's first ever Exceptional Innovation Award. This annual award is presented to a member of the community who is recognized for their innovative solutions to the ongoing need for housing affordability. The recipient of the award demonstrates their commitment to increasing housing opportunities for all through contributions of time and talent to creatively address housing challenges and ensure all members of our community have access to safe, affordable housing. Because of this person's innovative leadership and generosity, our community is a better place to live, work, and be. And without further ado, I'm going to give you Dr. Burks.
I'm Wesley Burks, CEO of UNC Health. Good health starts with safe, secure housing. UNC Health is proud to support the Community Home Trust in the awarding of its first Exceptional Innovation Award. I'm proud to be here today to honor our recipient, Roger Perry, founder and president of East West Partners. Personally, I cannot think of a better friend and colleague to get this award. His heart for our community and the people in our community is amazing. This award is so perfect for him that going forward, the award will be named the Roger Perry Exceptional Innovation Award. Roger, congratulations, and thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you, Wesley. Wesley, thank you very much. There's no greater two organizations in our community than UNC Healthcare and the Community Home Trust. All the things that you do for the local community, the state, and truly the world makes you and your organization especially notable and makes this award even more meaningful that you're giving it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys for coming here today. My name is Chris Beaver. I'm with Pinnacle Financial Partners. I'm a community engagement advisor there, and I've worked with Community Home Trust for many years and have enjoyed seeing how it implements its model in the community, and it's such a pleasure to meet you all today too. Pinnacle is a value-driven organization, from our hiring philosophy to how we help our clients and their services that they receive every day. Pinnacle's goal is to demonstrate its values in every interaction that it achieves. And one of those values is a commitment, a very strong commitment to making a significant and positive impact to the communities that we're in. That's so important to us. It's where our heart is. That's why we're thrilled to sponsor this year's Community Home Trust Community Champion Award. This year's Community Champion Award recipients embody these same values that our company holds very dear. The Community Champion Award is presented to tenants in the Community Home Trust family who show exceptional dedication to their rental community, and these tenants volunteer their time to ensure that their neighbors are connected with one another, and not only that, but also connected with the community on a broader scale around them, and that they work selflessly and tirelessly with their own time to make sure that their fellow tenants stay connected and stay engaged with their community. Their positive presence, which is so hard every day, but it seems like you have mastered it. Positive presence among their neighbors, and they also work very hard as a partner with Community Home Trust and its property management team to make sure that they are encouraging their community, keeping everybody happy, and making it a very safe and encouraging place to live. So the first ever recipients of Community Home Trust Community Champion Award are the 5 founding members of the Tenant Advocacy Committee at the Landings at Windmore, and they are Brienne Valdivieso, there we go, John Owen, Tanya Pace, Annie Judd, and Jennifer Kimbrough. These 5 tenants' tireless work in their community makes it a better place to live, and their attitude reflects the motto, "A rising tide floats all boats." So on behalf of Pinnacle Financial Partners and Community Home Trust, congratulations on being the first ever recipients of the Community Home Trust Community Champion Awards. Thank you. There you go, Miss Brienne.
I just wanted to tell you how much of an honor this is to be first recipients of this community that I love, and I've been here so long. The changes that you have made here have made our lives better, and we thank you so much for that, because without you, I don't know what we would do. The changes that have been brought forth the last 3 years have been immense. It has made our life safer, it has given us a better community, and it's given us representation. And we thank you so very, very much for that. Thank you so much. This means the world, it really does.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that. We certainly did. Kelly, you can close us out.
Yes, ma'am, I will. I'd like to thank all the board members, all the town and county representatives, all of our sponsors, the Community Home Trust staff, as well as my, and to Kimberly. I really, really enjoyed working with you. And serving as the board president truly has been the highlight of my life. I have witnessed firsthand what affordable housing means to me and to the other 259 other homeowners and tenants as well. I've seen the can-do and the hard work and commitment of what it means to be a board member. And I want to thank the board members in particular, past and present, that I've worked with collectively and collaboratively. Rest assured, Community Home Trust community, this organization is well cared for, and the needs of current and future homeowners and tenants is in very capable hands. Thank you.